Welcome to Shattered Ships, brought to you by Fandom Encounters. This is your DM Matt, guiding you on your pirate adventure through the seas of Corsair. Join our party, the Human Fey Wanderer Ranger Tesha Gwyn, played by Bobby, the Sea Elf Pirate Kensei Monk Trigger, played by Seth, and the Owlin Swords Bard, played by Alan, as they do their best to navigate this new world and find their place in it. In Corsair, where piracy is freedom, and freedom is dangerous.
As the party enters the Forgotten Escape, Marilyn takes one in each hand and just begins drinking them both.
And I'm telling you, it's garbage.
Walk in. As you walk in, it seems quieter than it has in the past. As it's kind of nearing to the evening, you're getting the sense that not a lot of people have been here for dinner and that kind of thing, or they haven't been really focused on running the place. Considering Marilyn looks like a little bedraggled. It seems like maybe she was running around all day, and kind of as you're watching, she's like you see Skip and Marilyn kind of talking back and forth, and Marilyn kind of looks over her shoulder as the door opens, sees that it's you all, and it kind of goes back to yeah. And Pluck on the stage kind of looks over, and then him and Nada Skeleton are just kind of plucking away, adding some undertone to the melancholy of the room.
We didn't talk about how we wanted to do.
Yeah, we kind of just came over here.
Oh.
Did we notice anything on the way over?
Oh, yes. Sorry about that. I was so focused on getting the maps and stuff moved.
Oh, right, we hit a wall.
Okay, cool. Let's say, Tesha, go ahead and give me a deception check.
I feel like I always roll the same number. Deception. Oh, I'm so good at this. 28.
Deception.
Ooh, excellent. You as you're asking about Bam, Bugbeara, people kind of begin to oh yeah.
Town's been so quiet without him.
Excellent. Yeah. So you're able to you're asking about him on the way over. Trigger, go ahead and give me a. You were asking if they knew where Kettle was.
Bash.
Where Bash was. Go ahead and give me a insight check with advantage from Europa.
19.
19, not bad. You ask people if they know where Bash has been, and no one seems to know. But they seem genuinely oh, is Bash is missing too? Okay, yeah. If Lance comes around, we'll add her name to the list of kind of missing people.
Wait.
Trigger, you're here?
Yep. Oh yeah, I'm fine. I'm always fine. I literally can't die. I'm like the cockroach of the sea. Do you have that list on you?
Oh, as Lance has the master list, but I know you were missing.
I'm fine.
Okay, Stila was missing.
Also fine.
I guess Bash is missing. There's a few kind of I don't want to call them unhoused children from the orphanage that were kind of missing.
The orphans.
The orphans are missing. And there was I think his name was Onyx. This if you knew around the dark elf, the drow. He was missing.
Yeah, he's okay. Yeah.
Okay, you haven't seen him.
And if I do, it's on site. Thanks.
And you run away. But you, no one seems to know where Bash is. No one seems to be hiding where Bash is, as everyone you ask. Kachi, you have a D4 from guidance on a perception check to go up and kind of check it out to see, or I guess I'll leave it up to you. Perception to look out for someone who's kind of going through the emotions, or insight to kind of read people's motivations from the sky.
Because it's interesting, yeah, let's go for insight. Let's see what that goes with. 19.
19. Let's roll a little something.
Europa really helped me out on that.
Excellent. As you kind of fly up, like you basically kind of like, as you guys are kind of like, okay, we make the plan, we run, we kind of separate and kind of come together as you're kind of moving fluidly from one place to the next. And Kachi, as you fly up, you notice that people tend to be helpful. It is late in the day. It seems like this kind of effort has gone on for a while. At one point, you look down, you see the Yanti that runs like the salon that you ran into, Naomi. She's like running around, kind of like passing out like food and kebabs and drinks and things to people who are like working hard. So like you recognize her. You notice Scorch still out. He's still fixing some of these things. Seems very determined and dedicated. There's a few people milling around that maybe you don't recognize, you've seen around town, working hard. The one person that you do kind of see that kind of stands out is kind of sitting on like a patio outside is I just forgot what they're called, Hadizee. The sort of like the monkey, almost looks more like a baboon, kind of like a little bit broader in the shoulder, and hair, like grayish hair, kind of spiked up to the sides, Wolverine style. It seems to be just kind of watching everyone working things out without really lifting a finger to help, and that's probably what stands out the most.
I'm gonna clock where they are, but continue down because I don't feel like I can take this one person on alone. Is it in an area where we normally are? Or have we never really gone by there?
You roll pretty well an insight check. I would say it is. It's near enough that they have like a view of the street that you all live on.
Okay.
And with that, you can also clock where they're located.
Okay.
Back to Gwen, who rolled high enough to meet a DC. So in being deceptive, asking about Bam Bug Bera, you are asking around. You eventually you come across someone probably near the Forgotten Escape, near the docks. Let's say you run into Bubble as someone that you kind of like already have met before. He's pulling in he's like clearing debris off the pier and stuff with Weedy. And Weedy's kind of like, he starts off like Weedy's like, hey, thanks for finding Steela. Like, she's resting. I appreciate you looking after my sister. Oh yeah, you guys seen Bam Bug Bera? And Bubble's like, yeah, if you not heard.
No.
Yeah. Kind of gestures the Forgotten Escape. Yep. Kettle was arrested for murdering him.
What?
Yeah, in the middle of the storm, she sort of she was found in his place and he was dead.
Surely Kettle, sweet Kettle, didn't do that.
Well, apparently, when she was found, she was wearing sort of one of those blue Veritas cloaks. I guess no one really knew.
Has Marilyn said anything?
She sort of she was out. She sort of stormed back into the Forgotten Escape. She looked pissed.
Oh my god. Did Greta make that decision or?
Oh, Gilda?
It's Gilda.
Gilda. I'm so sorry. I'm so stressed that Kettle got arrested. My fully just went.
Rumor is Lance was the one that found her. So Wing of the Land kind of discovered her there.
Well, maybe there's an understanding for this, but maybe Kettle's just a tool in a grander scheme.
I suppose it's possible. I mean, she's a pretty competent person. I can see why it's someone who was sort of a rebellious, sort of a group like that might need her sort of insight and things. She's connected to old friends of Gilda anyway.
Well, I don't think she's that talented, right? She's like junior. She just completed her first mission the other day, right?
Yeah, she completed her first Cursebreaker mission with you all, but who knows how long she's been working for the other side.
Well, that seems quite nefarious, and I won't hear any of it. And Bubble, I suggest that you don't repeat this slander any further.
I'll leave it up to you. This is going to be a charisma check. I'm not sure what angle to assign this. I think I'm persuading.
I don't think I'm trying to be intimidating.
It didn't feel intimidating, but it is a little.
Yeah, I'm trying to be like, I'm friendly with that family, and
persuasion works.
17, which is actually really low.
Hey, you rolled a natural 2. I'll say with how poorly I rolled, both Weedy and Bubble, who are here, are like, I guess I hadn't really, people are just kind of chatting while we're cleaning everything up. I guess we don't.
Yes,
we don't,
but I urge
Bubble
you
and like smacks
use-
him like, we don't know the story,
Yes.
man. Shut up.
Use logic and reasoning. Obviously, Kettle is being set up. I'm trying to set a public defense energy towards her.
Yes.
I want to make sure that the
Like,
crowd is not yearning for Kettle.
She's a good kid. If she was here, she'd probably.
Right. She's got her whole future ahead of her.
Yeah, she's probably just checking on everybody in the middle of the storm. That's the kind of kid she is.
Of course.
He had it coming.
She probably put on the cloak in the storm, for all we know, to protect herself.
Hey, you never know. You need protected by for everything, right?
Oh my goodness, that was quite a twist. I'm gonna be I'll say enough, and then I don't want to be there too long. I don't want to really fight for this, but
Yeah.
I do.
No,
And we were not there for that, right?
No, but it's a part of the journey, so you can be filled in. That
Oh
was
my
one
god,
of,
guys, you wouldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Shut
Everyone kind of
Didn't
comes
you murder
together.
him at the bottom of the tunnel?
Yeah.
I say maybe a little too loudly. What? Wait, how did he get back in his place?
Bam was killed by Nico. So when
Stiletto?
when Gwyn was killed in the middle of the storm, Nico offered to trade lives.
Oh.
So
I couldn't think of anyone.
Gwyn.
I
threw
couldn't
out
think of
Bam.
anyone. So I just said, "Damn."
Kettle
Wait,
showed up
why
at
is that
Bam's
what
house.
happens when you die with Nico? When I die with Nico, Nico's like, hey, chill little dude. Like,
Wait, who's Nico?
Stiletto, of the 3. You should try dying more often. She's pretty awesome.
Yeah, Kachi, I was lost on that
But
one.
I also suffered.
Thank
for
you.
it. I've only suffered. I have yet to succeed. I've robbed, but I haven't succeeded. I opened the chest. Right? Other than
Why
that-
are you turning this around about how you've had a bad day? Literally, Bam is dead and Kettle's in jail.
I don't know if Bam being dead is the
And
worst
I
thing.
made a
Yeah,
vow
you
to
told me how
protect
to
Kettle. Oh
Okay,
my god,
leave it.
that'd be fun. The wrong I need to right is to protect Kettle's innocence.
Are we gonna go to court?
I think we should go to court.
Can we have a courtroom episode?
Your Honor.
What's
But this is a little Death Note-y because I need to solve the murder without it being me. So I don't know how that rights a wrong. But
I hate how Matt is taking a note right now. Add
Death Note.
courtroom
Courtroom episode.
Courtroom?
Way better than I hoped for.
I frame
What
myself.
if
I
Death
need to-
Note was in a courtroom?
Oh, it's
Your
this is-
Honor,
If
we
I'm
have a
planning it,
hung
it's going to be
jury.
more Phoenix Wright. Let's be honest.
Bam Bugbearer denied the claims of hundreds of health insurance. No, wait. Oh, wait. My bad. Sorry. We.
Little did everyone
Something
know,
else.
Bam Bambera was subscribed to Disney Plus.
No.
Had it coming.
Oh.
I don't know how hot is Bash or how hot is Kettle? Can we get Kettle off on this?
Well, Kettle's also not a child, as I have to be reminded every single session by Matt. He's like, well,
Kettle is
Kettle is
19?
your peer.
I was like,
oh, Kettle is
I'm like,
in their
no,
20s.
this is a child.
Kettle is in
Kevin.
her 20s.
Great.
No,
So could be pretty hot.
Pluck is probably like a 18, 19, 20, and then Bash is the one who's probably like 16, like 15, 16.
What an old family. Okay.
like none of them are 4 years old. That's interesting.
All right. So we are about to go into this place, and we are about to tell this family, who just had their child arrested, that another one of their childs could possibly be a thing. Except, and hear me out here, if I were a shape changer, I probably wouldn't stay that shape for very long.
Right.
Any of these people could possibly be
Yeah,
shaped.
I turn into you for a second. Yeah.
Oh.
We
Whoa,
wouldn't do-
is
and I
that
turn
what
to
you think?
Kachi, and then I turn back into me. Yeah, like people, we could do this.
Do I
you
look
know?
like that?
People.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think that's an accurate representation at all. Do you think everybody looks as ill as you do all the time?
I'm just saying people can jump forms and they should all the time. You know what I mean?
So how do we approach this thing right now?
Well, when you have to give bad news, you try to give it like a sandwich. So
No, not that emotional appeal. I mean, like, how do we go and check that the people in here are not possibly the person that we're looking for?
see, I was gonna have detect magic as a spell, but I was told someone else was gonna take detect magic as a spell. But I don't have detect magic, so I can't cast to check if someone's magical.
And the funny thing is I also was told another person was going to get detect magic, so I didn't then end up
But then
taking it.
someone else leveled up. And
I don't think that this is a. I don't think this is a magical thing, anyways. I think this is like a racial thing. In which case, you guys are like way
Well,
off base.
I don't see racial.
well, I'm human. So.
And that's a problem. Okay.
Earlier today, you were just mentioning how geese are good people.
Ah, yes, the geese race.
Can mermaids walk on land?
I don't see race though.
Okay, so what if we all went in and can we handle them individually? Because I don't know if what if we don't want them?
Oh, you want us to all talk because we have to find the person. I'm coming
Because
here
it could be one of these people. Yeah, I wasn't asking about like an emotional thing. I was.
You want to? This has gone from we're just telling the mom that her children were fake.
the mom
to we're
who might not be
scouting
the
out-
mom.
It could be the mom.
I'm just trying to be as paranoid as you are all the time.
Is it a negative to tell a doppelganger pretending to be someone's mom that we're going to be their legal representation for their child because we know that they're innocent?
Is that the sandwich that you were going to put in there?
I was going to say that's the good, but we're going to take care of Kettle. Also, Bash might be a doppelganger.
Also, circling back, Europa can do detect magic.
That's why. That's why we did that.
That's why it was. I was like, wait a minute. I think that was on me. So yes, so Europa has detect magic. As you mention it, she'll start casting it. She taps in, her eyes kind of go amber into a wolf state, and so she can detect magic.
She's so cool.
Okay, so Trigger. I don't know the setup of how this room is going to be, but normally Pluck is in the back on the, the old fourth string. You go talk to him.
Okay. Okay. And I'll ask
Tesha,
Pluck a
do you
question.
want-
I feel like we should all have a question that has the same answer and see if they verify it. You know what I'm saying?
We should have a question that we ask each other in case we see each other again.
That's a good idea.
Oh, yeah.
What's our
Okay.
favorite breakfast? An egg and
Penis
cheese.
farts. No, I'm sorry. I just said words that came to mind.
That's
I'm so
your
sorry.
answer. That's your answer. It's so
Hey,
individual that if
no
you
one would
don't,
expect it.
no.
No one's gonna guess penis fart.
That was actually, believe it or not, that was the name of one of the pirates. Never mind. It doesn't matter.
Okay, so what's your favorite breakfast? And then we say penis fart as the
Penis fart.
answer.
Yeah.
Plural.
Penis
So if
fart.
someone answers that question as us,
Are the penises plural or the farts plural?
Penises fart. Penis farts.
Penis farts.
His name was
farts.
actually his name was actually penicillin, but it's fine. It didn't really matter.
penis fart sounds like a gay slur.
It kind of does. Yeah, should we change it?
You know what? Now that we
No,
mention it,
I
I
think
didn't
they deserve
ask.
it.
I didn't ask what penicillin sexuality was. So maybe
I don't
that was
see
my
the
bad.
sexual
Your
orientation.
representation that
Kashi.
What did she say?
Kashi doesn't
I don't see sexual.
I don't see.
I don't see sexual orientation.
you don't want gay people.
Are you saying that gay people are invisible to you? Oh,
Can you
man.
see me now? I'm
Wait,
gay, by the way. Do you know that I'm gay?
And also,
up my
Not
a
only
man.
am I a man named Tesha, I'm gay. So I know.
This gay man, Tesha Gwynn, who
Wait,
has an
Tesha,
ex-boyfriend,
where'd you
by
go?
the way.
He's a wizard.
Trevor, I think we had this same conversation a while ago.
I'm gay. And
Okay,
we're saying
everybody-
penis farts. It's okay.
No, okay, yeah. So
It's
okay.
okay,
The question
don't
then
talk
is,
Someone drags me through the town. I can say it's okay. I know Tesha. I can.
no, it's
I wouldn't
Okay,
say- I wouldn't
this
say
is going to be our
bad.
thing. If we'll all ask each other, "What's your favorite part about Tesha?" and we'll all say he's gay, and that's our answer. Okay.
So we have a question and a backup question.
Yeah. So first answer penis
Great.
farts, but if that's not
Our
not
two-step
copacetic,
verification is
Yes.
What's the
This
second
is
question?
two-step verification.
penis farts. What? What's our
what
favorite
do you-
thing about Tesha?
Yeah.
He's gay.
gay. But it has to be said a little bit
Oh.
defensively. Like,
Gay.
he's gay.
He's
He's
gay.
gay.
Okay. All right. Great.
Right.
No, I was asking about a question for them to see if they would all answer.
I
but
don't
now
know.
that
I don't
seems too
know
convoluted.
anything
Yeah.
about these people. Their lives come and go from my ears. I couldn't care. They're all boring. These are boring people. Other
Okay,
than
you're
the
gonna
woman
ask
that I
Puck
love.
what he wants to do when he gets off the island, and he's gonna say something about being a musician. He wants to
No.
play. He wants to be a
Do you
bard.
think a doppelganger doesn't have language? Like, are you expecting them to be like? "Ah,
I think they might not know what-
What I'm trying,
What are you
I like
expecting to catch them in?
like if I were to ask them like what was I wearing the day I came in or something, and they all were to like say if they all said the same thing except one person didn't, then you're like, aha, you clearly weren't paying attention, or you could be a doppelganger. You know what I'm saying? Okay, fine. Let's just go inside.
Let's base on vibes for now.
2 San Pellegrinos slammed on the table.
Two cent. Thank you so much, Alex.
They come back to us in a rush.
How
Two
good
cent
is the
Pellegrinos.
music?
Oh, good thought.
Yes, I looked at my character traits and I noticed that good music is in my personality traits.
Okay.
And I
I'll say
friend.
I love that angle. As you walk in, you hear the music is a little haunting, but it is technically proficient. Pluck is sort of like pulling the strings on like his lyre that he tends to play on, as Nada is like pulling like a bow across the violin, like it was doing during the battle last time. So it seems like these are both musicians, and it's, I'd say even because it's a very clever angle, it sounds familiar. Like you've heard these two people play music before.
only when we first met them, right?
Most of the times you've come into the Forgotten Escape, Pluck has been playing.
All right.
And then when Not a Skeleton was in like the midst of the fighting, he was playing the violin to inspire everyone.
Yes, the double went down to Georgia.
Yes.
I'll fly up to the bar and give Marilyn a hug.
Oh, as she kind of like turns over and as she kind of like feels you around her, like, thank you.
I'll get one
I
of the
take
shots.
it you've heard.
Yeah, and I just want to let you know, I've known lots of people who've gone to jail, and most of them were broken out of eventually.
We're gonna get her out. There's
Marilyn,
no.
like you see, like Marilyn, like her eyes kind of get big, and Skip's like, let's not. I don't know that we need to like start thinking crazy.
Jailbreaks aren't crazy; they happen all the time.
No, I was
Oh.
thinking legal representation. Like, there's
Oh, yeah,
no
that
way
one.
Kettle was involved. The murder of Bam. It
No.
makes no sense.
And then Marilyn kind of like hangs her head, like, yes, well, look, we were adventurers, and yes, I had my suspicions that she was working with, Veritas from time to time, but I thought she needed to sort of work through something. I don't know that anyone is entirely correct or entirely wrong, but I mean, I didn't know that it would lead to this. Seems like she's had a couple drinks.
I was gonna say that seems very.
Is there supposed to be a trial?
Skip shot like eyes whether or not to try to take drinks away from Marilyn, and just kind of like she's probably fine.
Nah,
we were on
misery deserves company.
We own
I
it.
start drinking.
Okay, and he like doesn't question it this time, just passes more out to you three, or to you four, because Europe is there as well. Yeah, she was. Our girl was, found by Lance at Bam's house. I mean, honestly, not the strangest thing. They know each other. Bam's been in here a couple times, so Uh, Lance may have just been sort of sweeping the northern area during the storm and caught her at a bad time. But it's, it's official. Wouldn't be surprised if they were trying to sort of make an example of Veritas to show that they're the bad guys with this one.
Anybody see the body?
Marilyn, no, I tried to get close, but in the state that I'm in, I couldn't get too near. I suppose people in a more official capacity could probably get close.
We'll definitely do that when we go to the.
How are Pluck and Bash taking it?
Marilyn kind of like just like as you say that, just like pounds one of the drinks back, and Skip Shot's just like, oh, we found Bash not too long ago. It seemed like so before the storm even hit, she knew about sort of the I think she called it the eye patch batch.
It's my crew.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She was going to check on them a bit, and we found her sort of knocked out near the docks. Marilyn checked her out. It seemed like she'd been there for a few hours. Like it happened during the storm. Yeah, there was like a beam that fell on her and stuff. But it's just weird because we also saw her last night.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
I'm gonna start playing with the music. I want to start playing a pan flute because this is gonna get like sad. So I want to kind of join in like a sad way. But I'm gonna move over to the stage and kind of actually avoid why, even though I was really adamant about this conversation happening. I'm gonna go play I'm proficient with a pan flute.
Oh, nice. As you go over, like Pluck and Nada kind of like it's like adjust the like octave to kind of take it up a little bit, take it up a notch to match the pan flute.
Yeah, and I want to look like this is like a sympathetic action towards Pluck.
Yeah, like,
if that makes sense.
Well, that's very nice. Like his one sister's arrested, one was injured. Yeah.
Right. Trying to extend some.
There's a doppelganger going through town, and I think they both disguised themselves as Bash and Europa at one point last night.
Europa kind of puts like a hand on Marilyn's shoulder. Kind of, it's like, yeah, I was in that same boat. Hey, is Bash okay? Like, I know you're plenty powerful, but I can help. Check her out if you need anything. And Marilyn kind of nods, kind of just, yes, I took care of her as best I could. She's awake. She's doing all right. Just confused, and we were sort of confused, and as perilous as that news is, Kochi, it does explain a bit. I suppose Trigger, Kochi. What is it I made the two of you promise me?
You said to protect your family, which now that I'm looking at it doesn't seem like we've done. But we
look after your family and protect the kettle.
Yes. So I know it's really the two of you. This is not your fault. You didn't cause this to come to my family. But
probably could have told you earlier.
I would, if you felt compelled to help her, I would appreciate it. Yeah.
Of course. I mean, if you already had your suspicions about her being in the, what's it called, the Blue Cloak crew, we've kind of been trying to do our own investigation into that, knowing that Kettle has to make her own decisions, but we were going to look after her as we could. But there's a few other pieces in that puzzle that aren't exactly lining up, that we now seem to have a expedited timetable on trying to figure all of that out.
Marilyn seems very not heartened, but touched by your words. Like the fact that you had your own concerns, the times that you mentioned kind of like the missions you've done with Kettle's team, like you've assisted basically in the name of keeping Kettle safe, and just kind of like very touching. She like kind of like pushes the drink forward, like she's like, okay, I'm good. I'm thankful that perhaps you were there the time she got herself into trouble. Perhaps I should have stepped in at some point. Skip and I worked as curse breakers for a long time, and we did not get any closer to leaving this place. If anything, it made us feel better about staying here. So I thought, why should I deny my daughter a chance to go about it a different way? Perhaps I should have kept a closer eye on her or something.
No, this is not me intervening. I'm no way a parent myself. I don't know how much to look after 3, very individual, very amazing children.
Oh.
But Kettle in no way was getting into this for the wrong reason. She was getting into it for that exact reason of trying to get off this island, knowing that you two have had a very happy life here, but she wants to see what's beyond, this cove. I don't know what happened, but I do know that during her time in it, unless she was forced, she would not have done this. And I think that's going to be where we try to get to the bottom of things. If we can, trying to do it secretly. I mean, yeah.
Yes. Well, I suppose you have the benefit of being curse breakers. If I would assume Skipshot and I have known Gilda for a very long time. I don't think that she would go out of her way to sort of screw over our daughter, but I anticipate sort of the arguments being a bit one-sided. If you had evidence, a way to sort of contradict what she's saying, if you had a chance to investigate and sort of argue on her behalf, I would feel better about it. I don't know if it would mean as much coming from the two of us. Obviously, as her parents, we are biased to a great extent. We can sort of be there to support her, but arguing on her behalf would be screaming into a cavern.
We're good arguers, but also how you raise your kid is your call. Not everybody gets parents. In fact, a lot of people don't have them, apparently. Those people suck. But the people who do have parents, I think a lot of times they feel like they can't talk to them about stuff. And I think Kettle would like to know that she can talk to you. I mean, like, you knew, we knew, Kettle knew, everybody knew. So sometimes the things just need to get out there.
I suppose that is true. I'm not sure when I'll be able to speak with her, but perhaps that should be the priority, not wallowing in my sort of sadness. You are a very wise one, little Trigger. I know you have no need of parents, but had you washed up on your own without Kochi or Trigger or Tesha to look after you, perhaps things would have turned out differently.
Oh no, it's okay. I'm a parent of 6 now, so it's fine.
She kind of like, huh? And Skip Shot's like, eye patch. Oh, yes, of course.
When you say you don't know if you're going to be able to speak to Kettle, is there no, I don't know, like visiting hours in the brig?
She's being held in the basement of Gilda's Keep. You all know that I'm very powerful. Gilda could have her concerns, or perhaps it may not be Gilda, maybe Lance, but one of the two may have their concerns over me walking in and feeling like perhaps I would try to pull something to protect my daughter, which admittedly I'm not above. So if I were to visit, I would assume that security would be pretty tight. They don't use them often, but at Lance's disposal, he does have a sort of automatons maybe giving them too much credit, and Skipshot looks kind of like uncomfortable for a second. He's like, it's sort of like just, security drones. I used to have one, like my Battlesmith Defender, a long time ago. So I gave it to Gilda at one point, and I think she learned how to make her own.
I stopped playing. Didn't we fight a mechanical spider at one point? There were the mechanical.
The electrical.
Yes,
the dryads that had the big V.
Yes.
And they were coursing electricity everywhere. Yeah.
Yes, we don't. Those are unrelated, or do we think those are?
That's how I charged them up. They had batteries that could store like lightning and stuff. So when there was a storm, you could charge it up and it would run for a bit.
Wait, I'm sorry. You made these?
I made one, like 40 years ago, because look, Marilyn is the caretaker of nature for all of Corsair. I'm a self-taught artificer. That was how I tended to fight. I kind of hid behind the battlesmith. It did my bidding. And this sounds like what you guys know of artificers. It's in theory, you know that it was a battlesmith defender. He is that was probably the class of artificer he once was. He's not anymore.
But the one you made was made from the husk of a dryad?
No. It was just purely mechanical. Just sort of some pieces and stuff I cobbled together. I've looked at some of Lester's books and stuff and tried to understand what I could, but it was more rudimentary than what he could do.
I mean, I don't think it would be too much of a stretch, though, to say that someone could take the original designs. If they couldn't make one, they could take a dead body and reanimate it.
How quietly are we talking? I don't
looking around. You're the only ones in the tavern. I'd say even almost like Tesha, while sympathizing with the music, is also kind of running interference. So that Nada and Pluck aren't really paying attention.
That thing I said about openly sharing stuff, there comes a point when I think that we don't get more out of keeping things in, and there's some stuff that I just feel like we gotta share at a certain point, Kachi.
Can we take things upstairs?
Oh, you want to head to...
Yeah, do you have any rooms that we haven't seen in the home yet?
Skipshot looks around. Is like, "Hey, Pluck, I need to help these guys with a potion. Can you keep an eye on the? You guys just want me in Maryland, right? Pluck and Nada.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, yeah. Keep an eye on the place. Nada, whatever you want on the house, Pluck can get it for you. And let's go to my library.
Whoa, a library! Wow.
Yeah.
In this place, I wouldn't even know where you could keep that.
I have it written down in my OneNote from so very long ago.
And we
That's-
get a potion out of this. This is great.
This is that's my world building journal. There we go. Forgotten escape. Okay. As Pluck or Skipshot pulls out a muddled sprig of mint and places it into the magical vase in the hallway that you've used to go to Kettle's kitchen. You've used it to go to their family apartment, and you've used it to go to Marilyn's grove. Now we venture to Skipshot's library because it hasn't come up before.
Wow.
There's so many colors here that Kachi can't see. That's amazing.
Relatable.
I thought you said you don't see. Never mind.
So as this flaming torch transports you here, you see an array of books and things. A lot of them look like secondhand. Some of there's sections where they almost look like handwritten. Skipshot is like, okay, yeah, this place is. It's. I mean, most of the rooms that we have magically linked are off the grid, thanks to Maryland's Haven. But this is where I kind of keep some of the older books that Lester lent me, the stuff I've picked up over the years of adventuring and stuff. So, good place to have a little chat. I hate to say it, but I don't know if there's maybe not the place for secrets. I mean, maybe not the time for secrets, I should say.
Why?
Because Marilyn and I behaved ourselves for a long time, and now our kids are in trouble.
Do you know anything? I mean, because we know stuff, and we'll tell you stuff. But do you know stuff?
I just know you got kind of antsy when I was talking about. My
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
creations. Yeah, what's up with that?
Let me just turn real quick and do. Are we okay? Are we
Yeah,
There's no one I trust on the island more than these people.
agreed.
Everyone I trust on the island is right here.
Do we need a verification code for them too?
We could
No,
tell
but I
them
do
that,
think
though.
we should ask them if they know the verification code.
Europa kind of leans over. If it's any consolation, I mean, there ain't no one's doing disguise self here. I don't know about doppelgangers, but I mean, Maryland's magical as hell, impressive, but and some of these books are magic, but
Nope.
Okay, both of you, what did Tesha disguise themselves as when you first met them?
Marilyn kind of chuckles. Oh, it was. Did you call yourself Jody, the cleric of light, or something of the sort? Just so poor luck that you ran into a different caretaker, my darling. It was a very good disguise.
Very good.
I was sort of waiting for you to come clean about it. No, not everyone. People reinvent themselves all the time when they come here, so don't worry about it.
From now on, if we ever ask you what we love about Tesha, just say he's gay. Okay? That's going to be our code.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it's not necessarily what you love most about Tesha. It's just sort of a code phrase.
It's not what I love least about Tesha either. Okay, so here's kind of the thing. We did try to help Kettle, but we also went along with some of Kettle's missions and may have gotten even deeper in than Kettle is into the Blue Robe people. But the deeper down you go, well, there are these dryad thingies, which are dead dryads, which are kind of like whatever the hell you said.
Automatons, yeah.
But what's strange about him is that Gilda had specifically put a person who I don't know if other people know about on a mission to kill more dryads. So I feel like Gilda's connected to that too. Veritas uses them. Gilda wants them.
Wait,
and it's
the dead dryads? Who'd they work for? Gilda or the Veritas?
I thought Veritas. Am I right? Am I
Well,
crazy?
there was a giant V in the town, like 2 days ago,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
and
that blew up sort of like the shopping district.
everyone thinks it was Veritas, but I mean, I don't think their MO was really putting a giant V in the square with electrical automatons.
No, that sounds a bit more like Skip's creations, and those are what we know of them. They're being utilized by Gilda.
Gilda.
And
Wait.
then at the same time, then there was a giant storm that almost deconstructed the protectional barriers on the island.
And if it wasn't Veritas, but perhaps Gilda wanted it to seem like it was.
Yes, I feel like Gilda's been.
Veritas and Gilda are like at each other's throats. Veritas thinks that Gilda's lying, and frankly,
Maybe so.
Yeah.
I think the hardest bit is that we, in our infiltration is a hard word because we really just started lying to a bunch of people about being in Veritas, is that there's layered code words of what is it? Who do we trust? What can you trust? Or like, who are we? What can you
What do we
trust?
believe in?
And then the truth.
Who do we serve? The truth.
What are we?
Truth.
Prisoners. Why must
And then
we
we-
fight?
We still don't know.
So we can't stop.
So we operate in some sort of code. And
And a hierarchy. Like,
So how
kind of like a captain.
so how much of this does... So we need to... Do we know who the captain is?
No. Did we get an initial? We got kind of close. But then we also kind of got our butts handed to us, so we had to come up for air, and then all hell was breaking loose with the storm.
Oh, cool stuff. So you sort of discovered all of this recently. That's impressive. It seems like almost sort of the plans are pulling apart at the seams.
I wrote, bring them to the Western Spire. I wrote, the Pixies know we're frauds. Bring them, and then different paragraph. Bring them to the Western
Because that was there's a thing underneath that little temple that we found, and we know that that's where their like HQ is.
Oh.
Yes. So Ivy pulled you out like emergency exit style, and so she can send you back in to get potentially closer to Veritas, because you had gotten the intel and like the bait from Gilda that if you kill the Royal Rumblers, she'll give you a mirror shard.
Marilyn and Skipshot, I have a question just in general. How important is it to clear Kettle's name to you?
If a child of ours had done something bad, they shouldn't be exempt simply because we are the ones who love them. But we would have to take some responsibility. I don't believe that Kettle is responsible for what she is being said to have done.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree.
So, in sake of fairness, I will tear everyone apart who stands in my way.
So my thought
Skip
was,
is like, baby, we're gonna hold. Let me just take a deep breath. Our friends are gonna help us. It's like,
well, I think maybe your presence could be used to show solidarity to members of Veritas. If we could get you in contact with members of Veritas and you came with us, perhaps your plea to save Kettle, maybe there's a deal to be made between you all and Veritas, and we can pool resources with Veritas and start kind of double dipping a little bit more.
So I'm sort of if this was an arms deal, I would be a big weapon. I would be sort of a bargaining chip of sorts.
I think we could start a negotiation with Veritas, and I think you being there with us holds credibility.
And
to
you have a sort of this sort of connection.
Well,
Oh,
Kettle did, and
No, she didn't.
well, they're saying Kettle did.
They just think that they don't even know that Veritas has a structure.
Right,
Like
but
Gilda-
Kettle was wearing the clothes of the group when they were found.
Just Veritas.
Right. So if we could find another Veritas member and speak with them, with the people in charge of Kettle, and who run this magical tavern, I think Veritas could maybe utilize a base that is in town, and perhaps that is a bargaining chip that you could extend, Marilyn, if people in Veritas are willing to come forward to defend Kettle.
That is something I could do. This building is my haven, in which case it is protected by my power in a way that is difficult to sort of find or coerce out of me.
Yeah.
Skip, do you think we could you work on an addition for me, darling? And Skip just like smiles and just like holds like a mage hand out, and like a book just pops into his hand. I can get started on a little something.
Make it better than the kitchen. Kettle tried to hide them in the freezer. That didn't work very well.
Look, we made the kitchen when she was a teenager. We didn't want her to be able to hide like big stuff.
Yeah, like murderous, anarchists.
Yeah, like her, she can sneak her friends in. That's fine.
Yeah, a boyfriend, absolutely. But
she
like,
can do whatever she wants. But like, we just want to be safe in the house.
But like, yeah,
I also just want
some terrorists. Hey,
we'll harbor terrorists.
I also just I want to also mention though, like if we do this though, Tesh, if any of this is caught, they're gonna double down.
Of course. And we are sticking our necks on the line for Kettle. I'm kind of like looking at him, but because we don't have these Veritas connections and we would have to build them, but I'm willing to do that for you, Marilyn and Skipshot, because if we can protect Kettle, that's good. So I'm willing to put, our lives really on the line as we go behind Gilda, but I need to know that you'll support us if we are protecting your child, Marilyn.
The stats pop up and say like Marilyn and Skipshot will remember this, and you go in your menu and you can track where the character adjustment says. I teased it when I talked about Stila being improved into she is in the allied category. As you pitch this, Marilyn looks at you with a look of devout trust. She is in the committed category of allegiance with this party. No persuasion checks necessary for her to do favors for you. And you are doing a lot to help me save my family. I don't share the goals that you have in getting out of Cursed Cove, but I know my children do. And I would do anything for them, and I would do anything to help you.
I know that.
You can establish this connection. I am happy to harbor Veritas in a more advantageous position, and as we've already learned, perhaps Gilda isn't the friend we once thought she was.
Possibly. I mean, again, we don't feel like we really fully know what's going on, but
yeah,
I don't trust Gilda at all.
Yeah, and I just feel bad. I almost feel like Bam's our fault. So I
He's not, but I do know what you mean.
Yeah, it's basically like it's like almost like our fault.
I can
Like,
understand the sentiment. We cared for him like he was our brother. I will miss him.
I hate you
Okay.
so much.
Okay. Next steps for me. Are we gonna go see Kettle in jail, or are we gonna try to go straight to Veritas back in the tunnel, or are we gonna try to just go to the place in the woods?
I was briefly going to check in on Bash and see if she remembered anything when it came to a person knocking her out, so we could try
Okay.
and I mean, like, we can continue to commit ourselves, but we have two active people who are trying to kill Tesh here, which I really like the nickname, by the way. We're going to call you that from now on.
Well, you can call me Gwyn.
Tesh, Gwyn, Tesha Gwyn.
No, we don't. We definitely don't do the first one.
Full name.
We don't
But,
government
like-
name me out here.
Jody. But before we add, do you want to add more potential enemies to your list before we do this, or we can try and work out?
I will do anything to defend Kettle. While
Okay,
we're police parents, I am like a different person. You know what I mean? Like,
great. Let's go talk to Kettle then, I guess.
Well, I think we should talk to Bash, but first, I just want to be, you know,
If it would be helpful to whatever the three of you need to do, whether it's crime scene or go to Veritas, I could always be a distraction in demanding to see my daughter. I'm sure it will draw majority of Gilda's forces to one place and potentially away from where you are.
Oh, you don't think that they would let us sneak in, or let us like go and visit?
Potentially, you may be able to go and visit. I was just thinking if you needed a distraction, that was my.
Yeah, I think we send Marilyn. Marilyn can let her know that Kettle is protected and people are working on the case. I don't think we should visit because it's like we don't want Gilda to know that we're building a defense, because then they can build a counter defense for why Kettle's guilty. So we want them to not know we're planning on it. I think we should I think we should talk to Bash and do doppelganger research, because that's also what we need to be seen in town doing. And then we need to go check with Veritas, let them know about Kettle, let them know that Marilyn's in to help.
Okay.
And then maybe
good.
with Veritas,
So,
we
Bash.
make a defense plan.
This is a great
Bash.
to-do list.
Sleeping. I have training later. I forgot about. I gotta go do that tonight. Tomorrow.
But Kettle is our priority.
Yeah.
Kettle is the only priority.
The thing that we're training for is to train to legally for Kettle. I'm going to eat
tomorrow
for
work
Kettle.
for both of you.
And then we are going to free your daughter.
Perfect. So, yes.
Yeah.
Take the evening, rest up. First.
No rest for us.
Sweeties, you don't look great. You should rest.
We need to talk to your youngest child.
Show us the 4-year-old.
That should be fine.
That was the 4-year-old plus 12.
She's 14. I should go check on her as well. You can join me. And then you all should rest. So, where are you headed in the morning? If it's convenient, sort of at first light, I could march my, with the prerogative of a mother scorned, march my way into Gilda's Keep and demand an audience. Sort of, so that they expect me and no one else.
Yeah, I think as soon as dawn breaks.
Dawn breaks.
And then that could be when we try to sneak off to Veritas.
All right. Are we going back into the tunnel?
Apparently.
Great.
How did we get out last time? Like, what was happening as we left last time? Were we on the...
You had made it through most of the checkpoints that Bam had told you about.
Oh, we came to a door that we couldn't open.
You got to a door that was familiar because it leads to the maze.
Right, but the thing that was asking the question, it was the third part of the question. And it's the thing that we still don't know.
Well, why don't we have Marilyn ask Kettle?
We've
No,
been
Kettle
through this
doesn't
before.
know
Kettle
that,
literally
because-
was the lowest level.
Oh, she doesn't know, right?
She doesn't know. She didn't know
Because
past
we
the
were
first
we were
one.
looking for the guy with the circlet, the intelligence thing, because he was who we were trying to kill so we can get it.
Mhm.
So we went into the tunnel, but then we were blocked at the tunnel because we're like, there's a third part of this fucking riddle, and
Yeah.
then we were stuck.
And
had to
that
leave.
third, okay,
So I feel
real
like-
quick.
There was a group there defending. We fought the Royal Rumblers, but there should be just a different group there, and we could be like,
we didn't even fight
"Don't
the Royal
attack
Rumblers.
us."
We didn't fight the Royal Rumblers. We fought like this giant.
Yeah, it was like automated defenses. You did run into 2 members of the Royal Rumblers.
Who clocked that we didn't know what the fuck we were talking about because they asked the last question and then they said they were just joking, but they weren't. Because then we got to the end of the maze and it was so like there's already eyes on us. What is the question? It is who do we serve? What are we? And the last one is
That's on a different page. Hold on.
Why do we fight?
why do we fight?
Why do we fight?
Why do we fight? Yeah, I have the BAM safety rules for when
yeah.
we're in the tunnel
If-
to not get lost. And
Maryland skip shot. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, if there's a door that you guys need open, I can put something together that could knock it open.
Yes.
It would kind of draw attention to you, but it would get you through a barrier.
Well, we want attention. We're trying to get an audience.
Yeah.
I think
If they normally guard it, I think we can find an audience anyways.
I think
Well, yeah,
I could
but-
get you something.
I mean, I would take it.
Real quick, Maryland skip shot. Do you know when Veritas started up? Like, when did you first hear whispers of it?
I'm gonna roll for it, see what they know.
Good question, Trigger.
Thanks. I was just told that I'm wise.
They look at each other, and it wasn't around when we were sort of in our adventuring prime.
Right.
But that doesn't sort of narrow it down. We've been around for quite some time, Giant.
More than 20 years?
I'd say more than 20 years.
Okay, I can't count that high anyways. Okay.
But they don't seem to know exactly.
Yeah.
But like you kind of know what they stand for. Right.
Yes,
This can
From what I've gathered, it's driven by the idea of truth. They think that they believe that Gilda is keeping secrets from everyone in Cursed Cove, about Cursed Cove. I've known her for a long time. She has never been the most forthcoming person anyway, but her actions do lead in that direction, to the point that perhaps they are onto something.
just wondering if we would ever come up with that phrase.
It is clear that she does protect the cove, but not sure why she does. Or if, in the absence of Gilda, who else would?
Wait, what did you say?
Sort of,
In the absence of
in the absence of Gilda, who else would defend
What?
Cursed Cove?
why do we fight? Because no one else will.
That's a good one. I was gonna say knowledge or like
Less
because it's what's right.
less tricky, but perhaps more poignant.
Okay, we're gonna go free your daughter by sleeping, and also talk to your 12-year-old. How
You're
it
getting
keeps
closer.
getting younger. it keeps getting younger. All right, let's do it.
All right.
Bash,
Have
wake
a
the
plan.
Yes,
Yeah.
at dawn, old Stormont.
Nice.
At dawn, we plan.
And Skipshot, you
The
guys go,
14-year-old.
you guys go talk to Bash. Skipshot lets everyone back out. Bash is kind of like sitting up reading as you guys kind of come in. Oh, hey guys.
How's my favorite 11-year-old doing?
I'm like 14. I might be older than you.
It's really unclear at this point. So, how you feeling, buddy?
Stupid. I can't believe I got knocked out.
Happens all the time.
Yeah, that
Kachi almost dies all the time.
Less recently, but it's true.
Yeah.
Do you remember anything from last night? But like the face.
I remember I was out in the storm. I was making my way back home, like I know I'm supposed to in the storm, but someone had kind of like washed up on the beach and they needed a little bit of help. So I was gonna help them and bring them back to my parents' bar. So like I helped fish them out of the water. They were kind of small, like me. She had like just looked very pale. I thought maybe she was sick. But like white, kind of very like white skin, had like freckles and white hair. I checked Dad's books. I think she was like a changeling or something.
Oh.
Yeah, so I told them my parents ran a place where people could like come and be safe. That we took in people all the time. Like last storm, I let you guys kind of washed up and we took care of you, and you guys ended up being like heroes of the town. And then she knocked me out.
Yeah, she
Damn.
wants to kill me. So
What?
at least you didn't get killed.
She want? Hey, I mean, I guess, but she's trying to kill you.
That's what I was told.
Damn, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I wish she just like stepped on her neck when she was drowned, but it's okay.
Did she have any weapons on her?
She's gonna do a little.
Yeah.
Ooh. I'm gonna say because Bash class-wise is a rogue, so she did pick up on this. Actually, she didn't have any weapons. She had like a speaking stone. She had like a crystal. She was that like it wasn't like talking to it, but I saw on her belt looked expensive.
So
That's
she's
just speaking
communicating
stuff.
with someone. Okay. Okay, no, good to know. Good to know. She's not acting alone.
No, that's actually really helpful.
That's actually great. to
Thank
know.
you.
Yeah.
That's good.
Oh yeah.
That's good. news.
No,
That's good.
It looked like a fancy model that like you could call like anybody anywhere. Like it looked nice.
Yeah.
Wait, it was able to get through the barriers of the island?
I mean, I didn't get a chance to like check it out, but it looked fancy. It had, like that.
This looks nice. It looks new.
Yeah, sometimes those crates wash up, and usually Gilla tries to keep them. But like people talk, it's like Fakana stuff.
Right. Okay, well. Cool, I'll tell you what, Bash. If we kill this thing, you get it stone.
Hell yeah! Hey, I'll let you do it. That's awesome. And when I'm feeling a little better, if you guys need any help, I'll help you guys out.
Yeah, and if I don't make it, don't beat yourself up. You didn't know.
Thanks for the
Just
kill
look at
too,
Gwen. The fuck?
Get some rest, small child.
Yeah. Good luck. I hope you make it. Maybe through a whole day tomorrow.
Bid
All right.
goodbye.
I'm sorry, Gwen. Come on.
Bid goodbye to Bash as you guys get back into like the main tavern area. Skipshot passes you what's a fun drink related version of
A Mai
this?
Tai.
The
It's
knock
Mai
knock
Tai.
punch.
He gives you a knock knock punch. It has like a lid on it, He's just like, be very careful. Shake it, stick it, and duck. It'll blow up. It's essentially a powerful potion of knock. So it is a knock punch that should be able to pop open a door.
What happens if I drink it?
Your secrets unlock.
You open up. I forgot that I have beans. Okay, all right.
Oh man, you have beans!
Oh, the beans will do the same thing.
I forgot that I still have beans. Oh man.
See, do you understand why I needed the pearl of power? You have beans.
You have beans. You have plenty of beans.
You have beans that sometimes turn you into a seagull. Like, or I don't.
It's perfect.
All right.
As Pluck had like been behind the bar until Skipshot came back and kind of just gives a nod, like not a skeleton, kind of gives like a nod to like Gwyn, and like plays like the riff that you did on like the panpipe on his violin.
Cute.
I cry. I have like a tear when I leave.
Not a skeleton, like a tear rolls down the skeleton's skull face, but it's like weirdly like blue and it's like glowing.
That makes me cry even more.
And you guys are
not a skeleton. We got to find out their story.
Their story is it's not a skeleton.
Not a skeleton.
He insists it's not a skeleton. As you making your way back to the House of Violets, I assume for resting, you notice that the streets are less populated. People, it seems like by this point it's getting very near the evening as you make your way back to the House of Violets. Fewer people on the streets.
I think I would try to go if we could, since they could see us, like a roundabout way to see if that Hadozi.
Yes, you kind of like double back a different way. Go ahead and give me a perception check, and I'll say after you explain why, Europa will give you guidance and a help action. So you have a D4 and advantage.
Oh, cool.
Kachi, this is not the way to go at all.
No. It's a new way. Oh, well, you said perception?
Yeah.
23.
Ooh, okay, yeah. You successfully navigate your way into sort of a back road area. Circumnavigating your way around, you know exactly where the Hadozi was posted as you guys walked away. And as you come back this way, kind of leading your friends so they can kind of be on the outskirts a bit as you approach your the House of Violets once again. You see not only the Hadozi, Kachi, but you see there are a few more figures in blue cloaks who seem to be at least posted up on this street. They might be looking for someone or something. I need all three of you to roll a stealth check.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank God. I was like...
17.
Easy. Come on.
Dirty 20.
Yes! 24!
I'll roll for Europa as well. Dang. Okay, I have to look up a stat because Europa's was good. As Kachi, you fly overhead, you see sort of like movement of figures in blue cloaks, and you see the Hadozi kind of like looks around, looks to the right, and you see him draw a pair of pistols, and is looking in the direction of where your friends are coming from. With a 22, has spied some of you, but has not seen Kachi.
Oh, God.
I need all of you to roll initiative.
Oh my gosh.
You're fucking...
No!
It's
No!
not Matt. Matthew.
Not a literal powder monkey.
Exactly.